shop. I got a cool video coming at you today. Something I'm pretty excited about. I got the new Hercules 14-inch metal cutoff saw. It's an abrasive chop saw from Harbor Freight with their new higher quality Hercules brand. And then I got my tried and true Milwaukee 14-inch cutoff saw, abrasive cutoff saw as well, that I've had for about 3 years now. It's been a great saw for all that time, but I was pretty interested to check out the new Hercules saw. As far as I can tell, just from looking at it, gotta be at least on par with the Milwaukee. And there's a few features about it that I think that I like a little bit better. So full disclosure right off the bat, I did get the Hercules for free from Harbor Freight. They did send it over to me. I proposed the video idea. I guess somebody along the chain liked it, and they did send it to me free of charge. I paid for the Milwaukee full price out of pocket. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So let's start over here with the Milwaukee chop saw. It comes with a 14-inch cutoff blade, which is the exact same as the Hercules. Both chop saws also run at 15 amps. The Milwaukee supposedly runs at 39 RPMs. And the Hercules supposedly runs at 4,100 RPM. I wish I had the equipment to actually test that out. I don't. So we'll just go off of the specs that they give us, and then maybe just by sound and by performance when we get into that portion of this video. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the different features of these chop saws, and we're just gonna move around to both sides, or all different sides of both of the chop saws. So we're gonna start here with the guards. They both are kind of loose. I know that this one rattles. If you've seen any of my other videos where I'm using this chop saw, it does rattle. Not that I find that to be an issue in any way, shape, or form. They do have these spark guards. I don't know the exact terminology of what you would call them, but both tools have them. So here at the front of the chop saws, I'm gonna mention the thing right off the bat that I've harped on a couple of times on the Milwaukee chop saw, and that is the ridiculous handle that they put here. I'm not saying it's unusable or anything. It is just a handle with a trigger to operate the saw with, but it is a pretty goofy design. I don't know what was wrong with just using the D handle design. I call it a D handle because it's shaped like a D, but this is kind of awkward or cumbersome to use just a little bit. I really like that Hercules kind of went the way of DeWalt and just put on this regular old D handle that is just more ergonomic and makes a lot more sense than this ridiculous thing. All right, so on both chop saws, they basically have the exact same clamp. They look, I mean, identical to each other, really, almost identical to each other. There's not a whole lot of different ways you can do these. Neither one, I would say, has the advantage over the other. They both have the quick adjust. Nothing wrong with either of them. They both work as any of them would. These tools both basically have just a stamped steel base. The Hercules appears to be about 10.5 inches, and the Milwaukee is like 10.25. So we'll talk about the return springs really quick on both of these machines. I don't know if one seems more robust than the other, but I have to say that I do kind of like the design on the Milwaukee's a little bit better because it is a little bit more tucked away, where this protrudes a little bit more. That is one thing that I could say for the Milwaukee that I do like a little bit better. Not that there's anything really wrong with the Hercules. I just like the way that they did it on the Milwaukee a little bit better. I could be wrong, but I kind of think this is more the DeWalt setup, but it's been a little while since I've even looked at the DeWalt chop saw, so I could be wrong. So these backing plates or backstops, or I don't know what exactly you would call them. I think those terms describe them well enough. They look basically exactly the same as well. Look like they could have been stamped in the same factory or something. Not saying they are. They even have the same little cutouts here on the sides. Still here on the front of the machine, it does look like that the Hercules has a pretty nice blade stop here. I like this way better than on the Milwaukee because I honestly, if I would have read the instructions, I'm sure I would have known. But I didn't even know until I looked for it just now because I saw this one on the Hercules. I didn't even know that Milwaukee even had a blade stop for changing out the blades. But it does, and I definitely like the Hercules better. Both of these chop saws have these nice carry handles. I don't know that it's on video, but it is on this side. Both of these electric motors have a place where you can change out the brushes, so that is pretty nice. They are on both the top and the bottom. So the electric motors are easily serviceable, and if you wear those brushes out, you can put new ones in. I think both of these cords feel like pretty much the same quality. I would not say that I've experienced really any issues with the placement on the Milwaukee, but it comes out of the side here. where I know that it's not super visible on camera. I do feel like where the Hercules comes out, it is a little bit better placed because it comes straight out the back and it can go to wherever you are going to be plugging it in. But with the Milwaukee, like I said, this has never posed a problem. It's not really a big deal at all. Both chop saws have these locking pins to lock the chop saw in place. So now we're here to a place where I definitely kind of have more of an opinion, and that is the fence adjustment. So as you can see on the Milwaukee, the angle adjustment is done here by hex head bolts, and on the Hercules it is done by Allen head bolts. Both of these chop saws include a tool that you can do the adjustments with. I don't know if I can stress enough how cumbersome it is on the Milwaukee chop saw to use this wrench to adjust those bolts. Here in the Hercules, they have this nice little Allen wrench, but it easily goes inside of these Allen head bolts, and you can make the adjustments very easily. I find the Allen head bolts to be definitely superior to the hex head bolts, and so if I was going to be trying to decide between both of these chop saws, personally I would go with the Hercules for the handle and the angle adjustment alone. And then there's even a third reason why I would pick up the Hercules myself over the Milwaukee, and that is the price, but we'll get to that in a little while. One more thing to note is that both of these chop saws have adjustable depth. So you got 2 more holes here that are threaded on the Hercules to adjust the depth, and 2 more holes on the Milwaukee as well. Let's just do a few cuts, probably 1 or 2 a piece, and I think we'll have a pretty good idea of how both these machines work comparatively. So that was just a piece of square tubing. Kind of hard to say, especially with my hearing protection on. I do want to say that I think that the Hercules does spin a little bit faster. Maybe feels just slightly more powerful, but I will completely admit that it's likely that I could be wrong. I'm just really not totally sure if it's just me or if the saw actually is a little bit better like it claims to be. All right, let's cut a little piece of pipe now. We'll start with the Hercules because it's already here, and then move to the Milwaukee. This is like an 1/8 inch wall, maybe about 2 inch and a half piece of pipe. It's metric, so I don't know really exactly what it is, but it's pretty close to there. So yeah, let's just get cutting it. All right, back to the Milwaukee on the pipe. Yeah, I would say it's just really hard to say which one really feels better just by making a few cuts. We'll probably have to kind of tell more over a longer period of time, but it's pretty darn close. If I had to say one was better, I'd probably say it's the Milwaukee, or the Hercules. But it's really hard to say. I think they're pretty close. The Milwaukee comes with a better warranty. If I remember right, and I'll place over the screen the correction or confirmation of whether or not the Milwaukee comes with the 5-year standard warranty for Milwaukee tools, but the Hercules, I read right in the instruction manual that it is a 90-day warranty on the Hercules. So you are getting a better warranty out of the Milwaukee. All right, so just to kind of summarize some of what I've already talked about, and really just my experience overall in comparing these two machines And to hit on one really important thing in my opinion, let's start with that. It's the price. So I just looked at Home Depot. I picked this up originally at Northern Tool. I'll get to Home Depot in a second. I picked it up for 139 bucks on some kind of incredible sale about 3 years ago. I don't know if it's ever gone on sale at that point again, or to that price point again. But I looked at Home Depot just today, and this saw is sitting at $199 where it normally sits for sale at Northern Tool. The Hercules, as it sits right now at the time that I make this video, is sitting at $179. Or no, it's at 170 bucks, $169.99. So you're gonna find it at $30 cheaper. But basically for $30 cheaper or $20 cheaper, if I don't remember correctly, the Hercules is a better saw in my opinion. I'm not saying the Milwaukee's a bad buy at all. I wouldn't hesitate to pick it up again if you really like the color scheme or Milwaukee fanboy or whatever your deal is. But I just think dollar for dollar, you're getting a little bit better machine here out of the Hercules. Hercules is for real. This chop saw is for real. I personally like it better than the Milwaukee. So let's just conclude it right here. Thanks for everybody for watching. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up already, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Hope to see you in my next video.